Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys a review for Boruto episode 170, now that it is done and in the books. And I gotta say, hands down, that ending was a hell of a cliffhanger. It was a hell of a cliffhanger, and I like the fact that Kakashi's doing trial by combat, because I've said it a few times, when you look at the power amp that you're gonna get from being in actual combat where instincts take over, it's a great way to see whether or not your training really showed how disciplined you are, because you can do all the training that you want and you can have all these 9,000 different ways to hit somebody, but if it does not have the power to back it up, then it's one of those things where training is absolutely futile. And so what I like about what Kakashi's doing right here is the fact that what we are actually seeing here is that Kakashi understands, okay, Boruto's completed this method in training, but if he cannot have the discipline to pull off this in actual combat, then this is absolutely useless. And I think that giving somebody like Shojoji to Boruto, somebody who Boruto not only struggled against, but Boruto didn't really defeat in their first battle. Like, Shojoji was caught off guard by Boruto's Karma Seal, and then Team 7 had to show up and assist Boruto in defeating him, but Shojoji was mainly too shook to continue the fight, in my opinion. So giving Boruto a combatant like this is a great way to see just how much Boruto's progressed during this time period. And this actually fits into a video that I'm going to be putting out later this week, maybe tomorrow if I can get it edited, because I've got the first part edited by someone else and I just need to brush up on a few small things here or there, and I'll be able to get the video to you. But given where this is in the time period, this makes a lot of sense to have Shojoji be a marker, because this is somebody who is afraid of the inner members of Kara, but we know that Boruto has some interactions with a pretty powerful outer member, and so this is going to be very interesting to see just where Boruto ranks up on this. Now, the other thing that I'll definitely say is that I absolutely love the idea that what Boruto struggles with when it comes to adding a change in chakra nature to his arsenal, in particular just mastering it and putting it into the Rasengan, is the fact that Boruto, the struggles that he has are the very same struggles that Naruto had. So like I talked about before, adding a change in chakra nature to the Rasengan is something that is absolutely going to make a new Rasengan absolutely busted. We've seen what the vanishing Rasengan can do, but the problem with the vanishing Rasengan is that it does not contain the lightning chakra nature inside of it for long enough to do excess damage. It's one of those things where the damage it does is more so from the fact that the person is not able to see it when Boruto throws it initially, when he initially threw it, and it's one of those things where their guard was lowered. That's why Momoshiki was hidden, just thrown all over the place, because he didn't actually see the attack coming. So it's a fundamental element of martial arts, and the Naruto series has shown us this as well. So I like the fact that we're seeing that Boruto has a problem Naruto did, where when Naruto was training, Naruto was struggling to contain the wind change in chakra nature in his arsenal when he was releasing it. Kakashi said it's great that you can use it, but you've got to contain it long enough to get your results. Now, this is where you should see the difference in Boruto and Naruto's chakra levels. I've already done a video talking about why Boruto does not have a massive chakra reserve like Naruto, and to give you guys a better idea of just how big Naruto's chakra reserves were, even without having the Kyuubi's chakra, he was 4 times that of a Jonin's. And so when you look at Boruto, Boruto does not have the chakra reserves of somebody that's 4 times Jonin level. However, what we do see here is that Boruto's taken a pretty long time, because the fact is that Boruto's been out here training for several days just to master wind change in chakra nature, and then you've had days that have passed since Boruto's been able to add it into the Rasengan with that wind Rasengan, and he's not really getting any type of fruits to the labor to it. So what I like about this moment right here is that we're seeing that for somebody like Boruto, just doing the exercises that he's doing with Team 10 is putting Boruto through the ringer. And even though he has the stamina to where he can recover very quickly, because again, Uzumakis have a very strong life force and they got insane stamina levels, stamina is only part of the equation when it comes to your chakra. So what I like here is the fact that Boruto absolutely just, he gets winded and they find out what his limit is. And people, I find it funny because people say, well, why isn't Boruto just using 100 shadow clones to train? It's no, one, he can't make 100 shadow clones. Number 2, Kakashi said himself, that method of training is something that only somebody like Naruto, who can make all those high numbers of shadow clones, as well as somebody like Naruto who has freakishly abnormal recovery time, can even attempt to do that method of training. What I will say though is that I like the idea of what Shikadai tells Boruto, which is this is absolutely mad. You're a complete mad lad if you're just going through and you're training to defeat Deepa. And Boruto has a moment where he speaks to the audience, and Boruto tells him like, hey, you know, I really see Deepa as a catalyst, because if I can't surpass this guy, if I can't bring him down, then I can't become the ninja that I want to become. And that's so beautiful. That is a very beautiful line right there. That's one of those lines where even if you dislike Boruto as a character, you got to respect that, because like Sarada told Sasuke, Boruto's not somebody who has to work hard. Things usually come very easy to him. So if you see Boruto working hard on something and really putting his all into it, where he's spending more than a couple of days to learn something, then this should show you that Boruto's absolutely determined, and this is something that means a lot to him. So I thought that that was nice. That's nice character development for Boruto, because one of the problems that we do run into with Boruto as a character is that the anime tends to have some times where it repeats Boruto learning the same lessons. And I get it, he's a child. Sometimes children need more than one time to actually grasp something, but for a while it does get a bit of annoying. But in this case, this is a nice little refreshing take on it. Now, the other thing about this episode that I thought was interesting was how Sasuke was dodging this conversation with Sarada about the Mangekyo Sharingan, and she references the stuff, if I'm not mistaken, it's episode 18 or 19, when Sarada goes into the library and is reading about the people who had the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Sarada's asking questions about it. This is going to be interesting to see how they kind of tackle this, because Sarada's asking all the right questions. I like how Sasuke pauses for a second and Sakura just steps in and she says, I can't condone this anymore. And we really get to see a different side of Sakura as a mother here. We haven't really seen this since Masashi Kishimoto wrote her in Naruto Gaiden, which came out in 2015. That's the Shin Uchiha stuff. So I thought that that was interesting. We saw this doubtful side of Sakura and this super conservative and super concerned side of Sakura. I thought that this was very nice. I also like how, you know, you see a different dynamic of the Sasuke and Sakura relationship. Sasuke even says, like, when I look at Sarada and I look at Boruto, I see how you, myself, and Naruto were back when we were children. So that was really nice to see that. And when you got that girls' night out portion where Hinata and Sakura and Ino are all getting together, Ino has a very beautiful line. Ino says, I'm the mother of a shinobi. I understand. Remember what you told me, that women in this world, they have to be extremely tough to make it in this ninja world. I look at our children and I have faith that they inherited our guts as well. And what I like about that scene right there is that, you know, we see Ino going back to the role that she played for Sakura when Sakura's first finding her confidence. And it's so ironic because you get this line where Ino says, like, hey, you know, you're stronger than you give credit for. And when you go back to when they first met, Ino was the one giving Sakura confidence to step forward and come out of her shell, and now Ino's the one giving Sakura the confidence and holding her hand, leading her out of this shell that she's retreated into as a mother. So I like seeing that dynamic as a woman and as a mother. I like seeing that there. Now, another thing I thought was very powerful, this is very good writing. I'm not a parent, but I have friends who are parents, and I've actually heard this said, so this actually resonated very much with me, which is the fact that Ino says that, you know, of course the child that I nurtured and I carried for 9 months in this world is somebody that I would want to protect, but I understand at a certain point I need to let go. And so that's very beautiful. Again, I paraphrased her words, but that's very beautiful. And that's one of those times where it benefits so much that we're able to see the continuation of the older generation, and they're getting fleshed out as we're seeing them as parents. I thought that that was a very nice touch of writing right there. That was very, very nice. Now, the other thing that I'll definitely say, this is just me having a little bit of fun with that drinking scene. I record a reaction to it, but I can't upload that to YouTube because I have a very strong feeling that if I upload that, YouTube is gonna censor the fuck out of that because of some of the words and the colorful expressions I use. You guys have seen my previous reactions times when I did them for the Boruto episode, so you guys already know this. But when you see Sakura drank like half of it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty impressive. Sakura can hold her liquor a little bit. But we all gotta reevaluate who Best Girl is, right? Like Hanabi can't hold her liquor, but good God, we have this scene where Ino's got a big old mug. Like Ino's got a big old mug of beer, dude. It's bigger than the one Sakura's got. It's like, you know, you got the teeny weensy tiny glass that Hinata's drinking out of a fucking straw. And then you got Sakura. Sakura is drinking out the average size mug. And then Ino's got that big old gigantic Viking mug. Like that shit is so fucking nice. And Ino's just chugging that shit. Like she ain't just sipping it. When you first see Ino's chugging them things back, man, I said it. Ino probably got some angry pussy, but she probably is fun as hell to smash in bed, dude. Like this was nice. This was nice to see that right there, man. That was pretty damn fun to actually get that element right there. And I was watching, this is how you know we're in 2020. I was watching this, like they're sitting down and everybody is eating, and I'm like, damn, the Hidden Leaf Village doing a better job with COVID-19 than we are. Oh man, yo, I gotta joke about it because if I don't, I'm gonna get super upset. Watching this slice of life moment, I realized just how much I miss going out. And this is one of the few times where the slice of life scenes that are in Boruto, I actually appreciate it because I haven't been able to really do that, you know, because of all the lockdown restrictions. So with that being said though, I gotta go ahead and close out by saying this. How do you guys feel about Kakashi telling Ibiki to get Boruto an empty facility to where he can fight Shoujoji? And even Ibiki looks over at Kakashi and says, yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea. How do you guys feel about that? That's my episode question to you guys. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.